media-driven world, but indeed a lot of people anxious to see it as Macho Camacho tests his reputation and his wiles against the great skills of Oscar De La Hoya tonight. But to start the evening off, we're going to jump on the women's boxing bandwagon with what could be a fascinating event as we show you one of the best-known and most celebrated women in boxing, Lucia Rijker. Rijker getting ready to try to enhance her unbeaten credentials as she takes on an opponent named Andrea Deshong, who has some interesting experience of her own. There's the record for Rijker, 7-0 with 6 KOs, 3 of them in the first round for this former 4-time world kickboxing champion. All the fighters' records tonight are being brought to you by The Ring, the Bible of boxing. And Lucia Rijker's opponent in this bout, coming back to the sport of boxing after more than 5 years off. Between 1986 and 1991, Andrea Deshong was a pro, and during that time, she had 4 separate meetings with the celebrated Christy Martin. Won 2, lost 2. The overall record, 13-5-1, with 7 KOs, 4 in the first round. She says, I'm the most experienced opponent Lucia Rijker has ever gone against. Deshong from the little town of Cambridge, Ohio. She was raised in the even smaller town of Mingo Junction, and here's the tale of the tape. For Lucia Rijker and Andrea Deshong, you see the 6-year age advantage for Rijker. Same height. Rijker weighed in 1.5 pounds less, and an 8-inch reach advantage for Lucia Rijker as well. Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Lucia Rijker-Andrea Deshong fight is scheduled for 6 rounds. There is no standing 8 count. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Only the referee can stop the fight, and you can be saved by the bell in the 6th and final round only. Jim.
All right, thank you very much, Harold. Now for the official introductions, let's go to ring announcer Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Thomas and Mack Center here in Las Vegas, Nevada, courtesy of the home of champions, the site where legends are made, Caesar's Palace. Tonight, Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated, along with your undefeated king of beers, Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Present an evening of professional boxing for your entertainment. All the bouts tonight are sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. This first bout, the 3 judges assigned will be Carol Castellano, Dwayne Ford, and Art Lurie. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge, Joe Cortez. Let's get things started, ladies and gentlemen, with 6 rounds of boxing in the women's super lightweight division. These rounds will be 2 minutes, 6 2-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the teal with maroon trim and weighing in at 139 pounds. Her professional record, 13 victories, 7 by knockout, with 5 losses and 1 draw. She comes to us from Cambridge, Ohio. Here is Andrea Deshong. And her opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black and weighing in at 137.5 pounds. Her professional record, a perfect 8-0 with 7 KOs. From Los Angeles, California, here is the uncrowned pound-for-pound women's world champion, a native of Holland, Lucia Rijker.
All right, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want a good, clean fight, obey my commands at all time. I want good sports, ladylike conduct, okay? Shake hands, good luck.
2-minute rounds, not 3-minute rounds in this bout for the women. 2-minute rounds instead, and for the first time ever, they say, these women will be using 8-ounce gloves. And that'll make the punches sting a little bit harder than has been the case for women boxers before. Rijker's trainer, Freddie Roach, who in his long lightweight career once had a decision loss to Hector Camacho, says that his fighter, Lucia Rijker, is miles ahead of any other woman boxer in terms of technique.
I think that Joe Cortez had the best statement of the night when he hesitated and said ladylike.
Yeah, Joe was working to get the language right, wasn't he?
He should be congratulated.
Hard right hand to the face and a left hand to the rib cage by Rijker. Deshong indicating early on that she wants to give as good as she gets. She's come out and tried to be aggressive, but Rijker dominating the action so far with her lengthy left jab and body punching when she gets in close.
And Rijker started off probably on the wrong, could be the wrong foot, because she had a lot of knockouts. And when you start off with knockouts, it's hard to get generated and get some skills going.
And she's had to make the transformation.
I'm sorry.
You're talking about Deshong. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
She's a puncher and she knows it, so she hasn't been able to really get a good left jab or anything going. But Rijker is skillful.
Andrea Deshong in the white top and the light blue trunks with thick trim, and Lucia Rijker in the black. Rijker, born and raised in the Netherlands, but lives and trains in L.A. In the gym, George Foreman, Lucia Rijker has sparred with both Ruelas brothers, Gabe and Rafael, and with Shane Mosley. That's good company.
She's very skillful, but sometimes you got to be careful bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Break out clean. Come on, what the hit behind the head? Let's go.
When you're in there with a puncher, they don't even notice your skills are better than theirs. They're just trying to land one shot on you, so you got to be a little careful. And Deshong can punch.
Deshong is the product of tough woman contests in her section of rural Ohio.
One self-made individual. First-hand knowledge. 14 fractures. 3 gut checks. 0 room for error. 1 ultimate stunt. Equals 1 unsung hero. For all you do, this bud's for you.
Box numbers in the first round. Rijker landed 21 of 46 punches, close to 50%, and Deshong only 5 of 43. So Deshong was not able to get within punching range in round 1 against Lucia Rijker's long, stiff jab. There's a right hand over the top that lands for Deshong, but Rijker with a left hand counter inside. Incidentally, a couple of the nuances of women's boxing. They do wear protective chest gear. They wear protective cups, just as the men do. They have pre-fight pregnancy tests and careful medical examination before they get into the ring.
Seems like we should have a woman here talking along with us, don't you think? Pregnancy test and all that stuff. They do need a voice in boxing.
Well, eventually they're going to have one, George.
Unquestionably, now that you're seeing woman boxers, there's going to be a woman expert commentator coming down the road fairly soon.
In fact, Lucia Rijker asked us that at our press meeting with her yesterday. When are they going to have one? Was she campaigning for a job?
Well, somebody passed her that note, Larry, asking her to ask that question. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
The question was prompted by one George Foreman, noteworthy egalitarian.
Yeah.
Boy, look at
Deshong.
Deshong has a good right hand, and if she's able to land that punch over and over, she's going to get a knockout.
She's pretty brave.
All right, bring out.
Deshong keeps stepping into the jaws of the lion against Rijker's good infighting game, and has now landed a couple of punches for her trouble in the second round.
Come on, be holding.
Deshong has this look of, I don't know what I'm doing, but believe me, she can hit.
Well, her face is already red from that jab of Lucia Rijker's. She's turned southpaw now to try to neutralize it.
Time!
Oh, hi. It's Midas days, and that's why we can't afford a complete commercial. We couldn't afford the whole screen. But, you know, what we saved, we're passing on to you. For a limited time, Midas will give you a computerized wheel alignment, plus balance all 4 wheels and rotate your tires, all for an amazing $39.95. They even inspect your brakes for free. What a deal. Okay, so you lean in and squint, and the commercial will look perfectly normal. Huh? Midas, the way it should be.
Offer ends September 27th.
I'm a long way from home, baby. I got one thing on my mind. Yeah, I'm such a long way from home, baby. I just got one thing on my mind. I'll be howling at the moon. I'm the restless guy.
There's also some serious stuff happening under the hood. GMC Sonoma, 365 days a year.
TSN delivers a rock-solid style of CFL sizzle with Friday Night Football. Take the hottest seat in the house as the Ticats aim to tame the Lions. Friday Night Football. It's a brand new game this season on TSN.
Saturday afternoon, baseball's regular season is headed for a fantastic finish on TSN. Catch the best from the big leagues and the chases for team and individual milestones. Saturday afternoon baseball. It's swinging your way on TSN.
Move to the right in the southpaw stance.
Freddie Roach is now Michael Moore's trainer.
A disciple of Eddie Futch, a believer in Eddie Futch's concentration on overall boxing technique. Hard left hand by Deshong, backed Rijker up.
Riker's corner told her, well, don't go straight backwards, move off to the side.
Wanted to see the right hand to the body, followed up by left hooks upstairs. Rijker has been able to land to the body, mostly missing upstairs except with the jab.
Good left hook by Rijker this time.
Yeah, and you wonder if Deshong is going to tire just a little bit. She was puffing hard at the end of that second round, George.
I'll tell you, if an Army sergeant harassed either one of these girls, they'd find themselves court-martialed on the spot.
Asleep, if nothing else.
Hard right hand by Rijker. Deshong still searching for ways to get inside against Rijker, and she's managed it a couple of times, but paid a heavy price.
A body punch hurt Deshong.
Deshong in serious trouble as the result of the body punch. Doesn't seem to want to go down.
Seems like she has a stitch. Just trying to regain her breathing ability and her composure.
Back to that southpaw stance. Hard right hand to the body. Deshong in big trouble now, and Joe Cortez steps in with a good, quick stoppage in the fight.
You know, it's strange because there was a punch land, could have been below the belt or belt line, and we didn't have a woman here to tell us what could have been wrong.
She can flat out fight, guys. This is the start of a campaign for her to get Martin into the ring in what many people believe will be the biggest women's fight ever.
She's the first great Buddhist boxer I've ever met, Larry. Come on, in all your years of covering the sport, how many Buddhists have you met?
Not a whole lot, but I've met some people with some strange belief systems, I'll tell you that. Not that Buddhism is one of them.
Well,
Well, the smile of victory for Lucia Rijker.
Thank the Hans Coach for my outfit. And thank Bob for being here.
Take a look at the body shot. That right there, right under the breast. And you could see Deshong is in a distress immediately.
Okay, Lucia. She's right behind you.
Good body shot.
That's the kind of body shot that might crack a rib.
She's very strong. She used to be a bodybuilder and has appeared in bodybuilding magazines.
Thanks, Joe.
And besides all that, I haven't seen many ring card girls that are better looking than her.
So Rijker gets a little glory in all areas from Larry Merchant. I imagine she must be kind to children too, right, Larry?
I can't vouchsafe for her private life, but I've seen her in action as an athlete, both here and on tape, and she's formidable.
Formidable, Lucia Rijker.
I believe her father is from Curacao in the Caribbean, and her mother is from Amsterdam.
Final punch stat numbers for Lucia Rijker and Andrea Deshong, and these numbers will be dominated by Rijker, who landed just more than half of her punches in the bout, threw more, landed more harder punches. TKO in the third round. Let's go to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Joe Cortez has to step in and call a halt to the bout. The official time, 1 minute, 29 seconds of the third round. The winner by TKO victory, still undefeated, still laying claim to pound for pound, the women's champion of the world, Lucia Rijker.
Women's boxing, I believe Europe is way ahead of the U.S. There are a number of former kickboxing champions in Europe who have become prize fighters and who are pretty damn good. Now up to Nick Charles.
Together tonight, Lucia Rijker said she loves boxing because she's good at it. 4-time kickboxing champion, says she wants to be champion soon. And here's a woman, when asked the toughest moment in her life, said, "The day I was born. Everything else from here has looked easy." Certainly it looked tonight in the ring. Well, the main event in this ring behind me tonight starts at approximately 11:30 Eastern Time. It's Oscar De La Hoya and Hector Macho Camacho. Can Oscar De La Hoya walk through the Macho Man? What can Camacho do to discourage him? Well, both fighters are on the premises now, and Hector Camacho arrived first about 5:40 Pacific Time, looking like a cross between a road warrior and a man from space. In fact, his hardware was so ponderous it set off the metal detector here. Metal detectors in evidence, particularly since the Holyfield Tyson ear-biting fiasco of June. Now a scuffle breaks out, so Hector Camacho, if nothing else, does everything with a flourish. Sort of like a hot dog slathered in mustard, draped in gold chains, and as we see here, looking like Darth Vader. But the Macho Man knows you can't carry that stuff into the ring, but he says he's in shape, and he sure looks at 147, tight and right. A stark study in contrast, the champion. Here's his arrival, looking like a nice guy out on the way, just strolling in, and maybe I'll come in and watch some fights. His title's on the line. There he goes, zipping through the metal detector, waving to fans. This about 15 minutes after Hector's auspicious arrival. So the Golden Boy smiling now, but he'll have his game face on very soon. But as Hector Camacho keeps reminding everyone, basically, when I'm on the scene, it's Macho time. He's also admitted he's got to be at his best tonight to have a shot. Rick Lozano is inside Camacho's locker room and with the Macho Man now. Rick.
Well, Nick, he has admitted that much, and he also looks to be in the best shape that he's been in quite some time. You would agree with that, wouldn't you?
I'm in great shape. I'm here. You know, he's going to knock me out 2 or 3 rounds. He's going to give me a break, maybe take it to 6, 7. But I'm here.
This man has said that he is determined to knock you out at all costs and that he's going to come right at you, but looking at it, it would seem that that would play to your favor in some ways.
Everything plays to my favor. I mean, I don't know if you've been looking at me or know me, but ain't nobody done that to me ever. And if that's his plan, he shoots right into my hands. It's perfect.
You have stated that this is a fight that will enable you to join the boxing greats. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I'll be the best of my era. I'm the last one of the bunch. I'm looking at it with the eye of the tiger. He's coming, so I don't got to look for him.
It's Macho time.
It's Macho time.
We'll see you a little bit later on.
not at all. I feel